Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Santina Kosmach, and I am a senior kinesiology student on the pre-health professional track here at Temple University. I am here to present to you about the negative effects of physical inactivity in college students. During one's college career, physical activity patterns tend to decline. In a study in 2010, there was a 40 to 50% of college students who were inactive. Also, in the Train's theoretical model of behavior change, found that 50% of students did not participate in the adequate amounts of physical activity per day. Another study showed that 20% to 68% of college students did not meet the minimum physical activity recommendations per day. Adults need at least 30 minutes of physical activity per day, and in order to sustain any kind of weight loss, the activity needs to be at least for 60 minutes. College is a critical time for weight gain in young adults. Overweight and obesity among adults from 1994 to 2004 has risen between the ages of 20 to 74 from 44% to 66%. The college years are highly influential in shaping an adult behaviors, too, in regard with diet and physical activity. Females in college tend to gain 8.52 pounds per year, and the females who are living on campus have a 2.6 to 5.2 times more likely weight gain per year than the females who are living at home and attending college. If students do not have good physical activity patterns, it leads to a sedentary lifestyle. Researchers found that 84.7% of those exercised regularly as college seniors were still physically active 5 to 10 years later. Researchers also found the same trend among those who were physically inactive. 81.3% of those who were physically inactive as college seniors remained at a sedentary lifestyle. 1 in every 5 college students have led to a sedentary lifestyle due to overweight and obesity. 70% of Americans are listed to have a sedentary or inactive lifestyle. 57% of males and 61% of females have no vigorous to moderate exercise on at least 3 to 7 days per week. A sedentary lifestyle leads to diseases such as cardiovascular disease and obesity. Overweight in adolescence is associated with a 130% increased risk of cardiovascular disease in adulthood. Data from several studies show that people who are overweight or obese and physically active have a much lower death rate from cardiovascular disease than people who are sedentary and unfit. Results from the National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent Health and the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey show that the transition from adolescent into young adulthood, there is a high proportion of individuals that if they are obese, they have an increased risk to remain obese throughout their life. Out of all of these diseases, the majority of people are suffering from obesity. 1 in every 5 college students are overweight and obese, which in turn leads to a sedentary lifestyle as mentioned before. In 2001, 25.6% of Americans aged 60 to 69 years old were obese, and 14% of Americans at 18 to 29 years old were obese. Obesity in all age groups has increased by at least 50% from 1991 to 2001. Obesity causes a decrease in an adult's lifespan. Obesity increases the risk for coronary heart disease, ventricular dysfunction, congestive heart failure, and strokes. 2 recent studies similarly observed that obesity at age 40 reduced life expectancy by up to 6 to 7 years. My solution for this problem in physical inactivity in college students is to increase awareness on college campuses through freshman orientation and through posting flyers in residence halls, trying to encourage to increase physical activity in college students. The second way, which is the most beneficial way that I think will help, is to develop a program that will monitor the duration and intensity of a student's workout. The workout needs to be for at least 30 minutes at a sufficient cardiovascular intensity. On every cardiovascular machine, there will be a magnetic swipe or scan that will monitor these factors. When participating in aerobics class like we see here on Temple, there will be a scanner available for any student to scan their ID card as they walk in the room to take their class. Measuring the amount of times per week a student is physically active at the end of the semester by the ID swipe cards. There is going to be a 70 times per semester at 5 days a week, 4 weeks for a month, and for 3.5 months throughout a semester. A student will receive a discount on school supplies, which will be mainly books, since the cost of books is so high and is continued to be growing in college students. Discounts will vary for the amount of times a student is physically active per semester. For example, if a student is exercising 3 to 4 times a week, they will get about a 20% discount off all of their books. For a student who is exercising 1 to 2 times per week, they will get a 15% discount off of all of their books.